Hello everybody, welcome once again to another round of our SRL Asia Pacific F1 2019 PC Championship, and today the calendar takes us to the jewel on the crown of the F1 calendar, the circuit, the Monaco, home of the Monaco Grand Prix. The very demanding circuit has 19 turns to an extension of 3.3 kilometers. It's going to be repeated 39 laps this afternoon. Let's see who can be disciplined enough to get to the end of this very demanding race. In terms of the tires, we have the C3 as the hards, the C4 as the mediums, and the softs as the C5 tires. Let's see also who can manage them the best, because of course it is quite a demanding track out of some of the very slow speed corners, so the traction zones that follow them are certainly going to be tricky once the tires start to get worn out. So let's get ourselves started with our session. Okay, just setting everything up on my second monitor real quick, and okay, ready to go. So we have a 12 driver grid today, and let's get our details. We have already a few drivers out there. We have Apollo Pepsi on the hards. That's surprising. Maybe he's trying to get some practice on his tires. Nonetheless, I'm going to follow him around because he's the only driver out there at the moment, the number 13 of the Renault. That was a bit of a mistake there. So yeah, definitely needs the practice. He hasn't had the greatest season so far, hasn't scored any points before the last round of the championship, or the previous round of the championship, the Spanish Grand Prix, where he got 7th and got his first points. So hopefully he can start getting a string of good results. Let's see how it goes from him. Of course, out of the first 5 races, he got 3 DNFs, 1 12th place finish at Bahrain, and the 7th finish at Spain, we've already mentioned. So it's going to be tough, but let's see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm sorry about that, but trying to look for a thing real quick. Give me a moment. Popped up on my second monitor, so I apologize for that, but okay, everything sorted. Okay, sorry about that, but yeah, in the meantime, Paul Pepsi has started his lap already. It's getting to the tightest corner on the calendar. The Lowe's hairpin now starts getting downhill into the last corner before the tunnel. Gets up through the gears now. Mode number 5 of VRS. And you must be careful to not get caught out by the light, by the changing of the lightning. As you get, ooh, that could have been a lap nullification. Not sure though, but I would say that is enough to get your lap nullified. This gets now through the swimming pool complex. Very nicely done. And now through the last couple corners, let's see how it goes for him. Is he going to get the lap nullified by that Nouvelle chicane? Let's find out. He's going to cross over the line. It's going to be 1:14.2. It actually sticks. So it is the fastest lap time so far. Going to jump to Smithy, who's getting through Tabac at the moment. Personally, it's my favorite part of the circuit as well. It's really fast, and the close proximity of the walls really gives you the sense of speed and everything, or you flying past everything, right? So it's really nice. Smithy gets himself on the top of the board with a 1:12.3 on a set of mediums. In the meantime, Alpha Blue on his debut has made a mistake, has considerable amounts of damage on the left side of his front wing, so he's going to be trying to avoid the other cars on his way back to the pits for a replacement. Adi, the Williams driver, is certainly trying to do better than the 4th place he got at Spain. Wasn't a bad race. It was also his best finish of the season, so hopefully he can get a podium this time around. Alpha Boy is out! Not the greatest. No, maybe he crashed at Tabac, not sure. But maybe he got caught out by the lack of downforce. Nonetheless, not the greatest debut. Oh my god. And yep, Adi also smacks into the wall. Pretty sure he's going to carry on though. Maybe got his lap invalidated there. But yeah, let's see. Is he going back to the pits? Yes, he has. So he's probably got the lap invalidated at the swimming pool chicane. And he's going to replace his front wing. Kona, in the meantime, has started his flying lap also on the mediums. Let's check up on him a little bit later. We have T-Mac a little closer to finishing the lap. We have General Pepe. Let's see what he does as he gets through the line. P2 so far on the softs. So he needs to work a bit harder if he wants to beat that lap time from Midi, but nonetheless, so far, P2 for the debutee. Oh, T-Mac is in the pit, so Kone is going to finish his lap. Combined YouTuber is just started with a lap of his own on the hard tires. So both Renaults opting to start the qualifying on the hard tires. Let's see how it goes. And Adi has actually left the session. Not sure if he dropped out or something. Hopefully he can get back as Rysel got himself the fastest lap of 1:12.0 on the socks. Let's see what the Toro Rosso driver does. He's going to get through the line. P4 with the 1:13.2. In the meantime, let's see what combined YouTuber does. Get himself through the tunnel into the Nouvelle chicane. You can see how big the changing of light is coming out of the tunnel, especially at this time of day. Of course, we are using the official time of day settings. Let's see what the number 15 does. Getting himself now through the last couple corners now. To the last right tender, and now it's full pins. Mode number 3 of VRS is actually not pushing. Let's see what he does though. Getting through the line. Pit Ray with a 1:12.6. Didn't look like he was pushing at all. And yeah, maybe it's just trying race pace and trying to get as many laps under his belt as he can before heading out there again on a softer set of tires. Trying to get pole for himself. Let's see how that goes. In the meantime, we have a few drivers out there, but I'm pretty sure they're coming back to the pits. Now we also have a few drivers on outlaps. Trying to find out who is the closest. So it would be Flyboy starting the lap, then Apollo Pepsi. That's going to start his lap after him, I believe. Flyboy, who he has gotten a good string of results. He hasn't finished below 5th this season, which is pretty nice. Got a 3rd place finish at the debut of the season, right? He got at the Australian Grand Prix at P3, then 5th at Bahrain, 4th at China, 5th at Azerbaijan, and 5th again at Spain. He'll probably try to get on the podium once again. Nonetheless, he has been consistently in the top 5, the most consistent driver so far, I would say. So let's see if he's going to keep finishing in 5th place or if he's going to be able to get a podium. In the meantime, he's going on a lap on the softs, gets through Tabac very close to the wall on the outside to try to maximize the full width of the track to keep the highest speed possible through it. It's like a very competent lap so far from the Haas drivers, getting now through the last right-hander. It just bolts it. He's going to start derating a little bit, which is unfortunate. Nonetheless, he's going to cross over the line, and it is new provisory pole. The only driver so far to get below the 1:12s, a 1:11.3, smashing the competition with that lap. Very well done by a Flyboy. Paul Pepsi in the meantime is going to get himself through the line. P6 as he gets himself a 1:13.2. Don't think he was actually pushing though. Adi is aborting his lap. Maybe a corner cut into the first corner. Let's see what T-Mac does as he's about to finish a lap of his own. The Alfa Romeo driver has finished in the podium for 2 of the last 3 races. Let's see if he can get back on it. For now, It is only a 6th place with a 113.0, fastest out of those who are lapping in the 113s. Hopefully he can improve on that one. He's giving it full beans. He's back on mode 4 of ERS, so I don't know if he's going for 2 flying laps, but we are going to find out soon enough, I guess. Just checking out other drivers. His teammate Simon is not far ahead of him actually, and he is on an outlap of his own. Nimble is in the pits without any times posted just yet. Adi is about to start his flying lap. Let's see how it goes for him soon. In the meantime, going to jump to T-Mac, who I believe is, yeah, he's still pushing, so let's see how that goes. Getting now to Tabak. Actually going on board with him. Oh, there's a collision with the wall, and he was lucky. He was very, very lucky to not get the session end for him there. So yeah, very, very lucky indeed. He's going to pull it back to the pits, of course. Nimble is going to complete his outlap, as he's already out there. Simon has started a lap of his own, and Adi is not too far ahead. He is still ahead though, so he's going to finish his lap sooner. Rysel is going to complete the lap. The McLaren driver hasn't finished the last 3 Grand Prix. Let's see how it goes for him. Going to get himself up through the gears. Wasn't pushing too much on this lap, nonetheless. Yes, he made a mistake somewhere, got his lap nullified, because that was not an improvement for sure. And now is going to give it beans. Let's see what he does by the end of this lap. Addy is going to nullify his lap. Looks like he also, I think I caught a glimpse. Yeah, there's damage on his car. Nimble is starting his flying lap. Simon is getting through the chicane, the swimming pool chicane. Again, now through the last couple corners. Let's see what comes out from him. He's on mode 0 of VRS, so I guess he nullified his lap by making a mistake, and he's going to try again. So yeah, he's giving it pins at the moment. Smitty on the Williams. P4 at the moment is going to try to improve on that. Nimble Hill is a bit further back. So let's follow the Williams for the time being to get through the Nouvelle chicane. Of course, most of our drivers not avoiding that sausage curb, despite that one being there to well, demotivate drivers from cutting that corner. They still go over it. Rysel in the meantime gets a 111.1, jumps to new provisory pole. Let's see, can Smitty get on the battle for it as well? He's going to cross over the line, and it is P2. A 111.3, jumping up to P2, very close between him and Flyboy, exactly 19 thousandths of a second separating both of them. Let's see what the Ferrari does. He's got damage and he's going to, well, if he didn't have damage before, he definitely has now. But he is going back to the pits to replace his front wing. In the meantime, we have Con on a flying lap of his own. Flyboy just started a flying lap as well, but he's further back in terms of track position, so we're going to follow the Toro Rosso driver for the time being. He's getting himself now through the tunnel, up through the gears, pedal to the metal, mode number 4 of ERS as well. So it goes for him hard on the brakes. I believe that was too late. Whoa, that wasn't too late. Okay. It looked to me like he had started braking a bit too late. There's yellow flags on sector 2, not sure what might have caused it. Nonetheless, the flags have been lifted. Fortunately for Connor. So gets now through the last couple of corners of the Monegasque layout, getting himself now through the last right-hander. Good exit, mode number 5 of ERS, down to 4. Not derating at all, and moves up to P4, 111.4 for the Toro Rosso driver. The Haas is trying to answer Smitty and Rysel. Now he's actually going back to the pits. Is going to abort that lap. 4 minutes left in the session. There is enough time for him to get out there and try to improve, but it's certainly getting tighter his chances to do so. T-Mac gets himself back into the pits. Adi has started a flying lap of his own. The other car out on track is Kone, who is taking an in lap, and Nimble Hill, who is on an out lap of his own. Both the Williams and the Ferrari haven't posted any lap time so far. Let's see how it goes for him. Okay, now through the tunnel once again. Let's see how it gets through the Nouvelle chicane. Hard on the brakes, just past the 100-meter marker sign. Looks like he's clean out of that one. His front wing is still intact. Let's see to the back. He's not fully committed to it, and sometimes it's the difference between taking it through quickly and going into the wall. He's turning in too late there, and he's not turning in as hard as he should. He's not as committed as he should through there. So unfortunately, big mistake from him. He's already derating as well. Nonetheless, he's going to get himself through the line. It's going to be P9. The slowest lap time so far from the Williams, a 1:14.6. In the meantime, Nimble Hill has gotten himself started with his lap. We're going to check up on him a little bit later. Combined YouTuber still through the first sector. General Pepe in the tunnel. Ooh, what's going on between? Why are they are racing each other? Interesting. But yeah, we have Flyboy. Further back, we have Midi and we have Rysel. So I think it is General Pepe and Rysel who are going to start their laps. In the meantime, Nimble Hill, let's see, getting now to the Nouvelle chicane. Going to try to figure out, yes, his wing is still intact and not for much longer. Yep, it's not at this point. Considerable amounts of damage on the left side of his wing. He doesn't have enough time though to try to improve on that, or try to replace it, or does he? He's actually going to risk it. He's going back to the pits, so let's see how that one goes for him. We have General Pepe already started with a lap of his own. Let's see what he can do on his debut today. Has shown competent pace as he is in 5th at this point, as Andy is retired from the session. Simon on the Alfa Romeo is out there on a set of mediums. And Nimble Hill needs to hurry up if he wants to get out on the track on time to start his flying lap. Let's see how that goes for him though. General Pepe is getting himself now through the Nouvelle chicane. Clean exit. Paul Pepsi is satisfied with his 8th place, I guess. Or maybe it just crashed. Ooh, Pepe getting himself on the wall at the back. Really catching many drivers out is that outside wall of Tabac. Ooh, that was... yeah, that he's going to abort his lap. Looks like he's not improving. Let's see how it goes for him, as Rysel is going to get himself through the line. He's going to improve. No, by 53 thousandths of a second. Nonetheless, he maintains provisory pole. Smithy follows him. Is he going to get it? He does improve, not enough to get to the McLaren. And yeah, Flyboy and Kona out on outlaps. Not sure they are going to get it on time. Combined YouTuber is going to be the next one to cross the line. Is he going to breach the top 5? Yes, he is! P2 for Combined YouTuber. Look at that! How close! Just over 110 separating the Renault from the McLaren. And we have Kona on a flying lap of his own. So Kona was able to get started. Flyboy won't be, unfortunately. Nimble Hill is also not going to be able. He's going to try. Yeah, I thought he was going to try to corner cut just to get to it, but yeah, it's session over for him, unfortunately. Going to jump to T-Mac, who's been the next one to cross the line. P7, he did improve by 7/10. Not enough for him to jump General Pepe, so 112.3 it is for the Alfa Romeo driver. I'm a gamer Simon, in the meantime, is going for a second flying lap. He has damage on his front wing, and he aborted his first lap, or got nullified. Maybe has something to do with that front wing damage. Nonetheless, we have Kona getting now through the last couple corners. Let's see, can he do better than the 5th place he has so far? The RS wide open at the back of his Toro Rosso, getting through the line, and it is P2! Look at how close are those going to get. Less than a 10 separating Kona and a Combined YouTuber. Less than a 10 separating Kona and Midi as well. And certainly less than a 10 separating him from a pole position. Unfortunately, they couldn't beat Rysel. And Rysel is going to be very happy with his performances. Simon has retired from the session, wasn't able to improve or to post a lap time at all. So is going to be starting from P10. As you can see, it's Rysel, Kona P2, Combined YouTuber P3, Smithy P4, Flyboy P5, General Pepe in P6, T-Mac P7, Paul Pepsi P8, Addy P9, I'm a Gamer P10. Unfortunately, Gamer Blue and Nimble weren't able to post lap times. Alpha Blue not getting the best start to his debut race weekend. So, going to wait for the drivers to get through their procedures and all that, getting through loading as well. And in the meantime, I'm going to sort something out on my second monitor. Just give me a second while we wait for the loadings. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, most drivers are still on there. Okay. Sorry about that, I had to sort something out on my second monitor. And okay, so our drivers are already started with their formation lap. Just going to get the tires sorted out. As you guys can see, no drivers on the hards, at least for the time being, as we have General Pepe and Apollo Pepsi being the only drivers in the top 10 to start on the sorry, those two, and Simon, I'm a Gamer, starting on the mediums. And then Alpha Blue is starting on the softs. Of course, those who are going to start on the softs might have an advantage in terms of the getaway from the line. But let's see how it goes for them. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, but yeah, just sorting all my windows out on my second monitor. But yeah, guys, who do you think is going to win this Grand Prix? I'm going to ask you guys and let me know throughout the race what or who you are betting on for this Grand Prix win. Kone, of course, not Kone, Rysel, of course, has shown very good pace to get pole, but his rivals were very close behind him. Of course, this is Monaco, not many chances to overtake, but that's mostly on the real life. We've seen a couple overtakes through the seasons in the game, right? So let's see how that goes. We have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. Adi gets sitting still on the line. There's a Mercedes and the Red Bull getting collected in all that mess. Rysel leads out of turn 1, followed by Combined YouTuber in P3, Midi P4, General Pepe moves up to P5, jumps Flyboy who moves down to P6, Paul Pepsi in P7, Nimble Hill already up to P8, T-Mac in 9, Simon P10, past his teammate. Ooh, Nimble Hill having a moment there of oversteer. T-Mac having to jump on the brakes to avoid him, and Simon also narrowly missing his teammate as they're going to follow in 8, 9, and 10. As you can see through the low hairpin, every single car just following each other very closely as they all bunched up into that very slow section of the track. Let's see how it goes. Skona is trying to follow Rysel for the time being. Addy has been disqualified, and of course I can't even look at his car. The game gets me the option to look at his profile, which is not exactly what I want, but okay. Alpha Blue already has a 3-second time penalty, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, Alpha Blue having a disastrous start to his weekend. Just Adi didn't get off the line. Alpha Blue doesn't have front wing damage, but it certainly was slowed down as Chris is out of the session Prix has crashed somewhere and he is out of the race. In the meantime, Rysel has already pulled away a massive lead onto Connor. Connor certainly has made any sort of mistake. Is going to get himself 2.5 seconds behind his rival. Then we have combined YouTuber stuck behind Connor. Connor just has a mistake, goes into the wall. There was a piece of that side wall, so to speak, of the front wing missing. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. He's not able to overtake at this moment, but he's sure going to try and keep pressurizing Connor into a mistake, I'm sure. In the meantime, Apollo Pepsi went back into the pits. Alpha Blue moves up to the top 10. Combined YouTuber is going to try for it. He's going to lunge himself down the inside. Let's see how it goes. There's a lockup on the Toro Rosso's tires. He's going to be forced to cut the corner, and Smitty is going to say thank you very much, get a better exit, and move up to P3. General Pepe was too far back to get himself past. Ooh, Nimble Hill is having a look at Flyboy there, or maybe it was just an oversteer moment that he managed to catch without hitting the wall, so must have been scary from him. And Kona is getting back to the pits for a replacement of front wing. Promotes a bunch of drivers up a place. And let's see, Nimble is trying to have a go at Flyboy. Is he going to have a go around the outside of St. Devot? General Pepe gets shoved by Flyboy. General Pepe, I'm pretty sure he got damaged by that one. But yeah, Flyboy just sent it. I don't think he had any. Maybe he just missed his braking point. He was more focused on the car behind him than on the car ahead. And now General Pepe has front wing damage on both sides of the front wing. And that's going to be a shame for the start of General Pepe's season. In the meantime, Nimble Hill, we told that, moves up to P4, and is the only driver on the mediums in the top 5, which is going to help him quite a bit. I'm actually not sure if the soft runners will have to opt for the 2-stop or if they can stick to the 1-stop. Nonetheless, let's see how that goes. Nimble Hill is with a good chance to get a solid result this weekend. Connor went back out of the pits with a set of hards. Alpha Blue also went back into the pits, is out in P10 again, but on a fresh set of mediums, and the Apollo Pepsi on a set of hards. Combined YouTuber does get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Simon overtakes General Pepe as the Racing Point gets himself back to the pits for a front wing replacement. But yeah, Combined YouTuber is getting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and look at him, he's already bridged the 2.5 second gap, and now all that's up for him is to try and overtake Rysel. Let's see how it goes. Of course, Rysel hasn't made many mistakes so far, but he's certainly going to try to defend with what he's got. He's definitely slower than Combined YouTuber, at least at this point. I'm going to try to check if the McLaren has any front wing damage as they get out of the tunnel. Hopefully we get a good camera shot, and yes, the McLaren does have front wing damage on the the right side of his front wing, and Smitty has prime seat in the house for a potential battle between P1 and P2. He just needs to keep his distance, doesn't want to get himself pushed too hard, because if something happens up ahead, he needs to have the reaction time to avoid them. Oh, there's contacts there between Combined YouTuber and Rysel. Let's see who now gets the better exit. T-Mac gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him. Let's see how it goes. Combined YouTuber is not able yet to overtake. He did have to get back on the throttle later than Rysel. Rysel's quite slow coming out of St. Devot. Let's see how it goes now into the Casino Square. Woo! Combined YouTuber, he touches the wall. He's going for a switchback, and he loses a couple end plates on his front wing by that clipping of the wall. He's trying desperately, look at him, he's just trying to take looks at inside, trying to stick his nose in there, forcing Rysel to give the room, but unfortunately not able to get enough alongside to overtake. He had his chance there at the Casino Square, especially as Rysel understeered. Nonetheless, Combined YouTuber is going to have to try another time. So very bunched up stuff here in this top 4 as Nimble Hill also joins the party. We also add T-Mac overtaking General Pepe a while ago, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what happens. I saw some changes. No, it was General Pepe overtaking Kone, sorry. But yeah, Kona has already lost 6 seconds, so maybe a mistake. And once again, Combined YouTuber is going at it. Does Nimble have damage? No, it doesn't look like he has damage to his front wing. Rysel just trying his hardest to keep himself away from the Renault. The Renault goes wide and there's a collision. Smithy gets collected on that one. And Nimble moves up 2P2. There is a bit of a roadblock now. Midi moves up. Combined YouTuber drops down to P5. As it's going to be now a drag race between Simon and Flyboy. Okay, Simon gives the place back. Maybe the game prompted him to give the place back, and he has given it back. T-Mac also joins the party, but Combined YouTuber was battling a bit too feistly, I would say, for that P1, and yeah, just that must be very disappointing. And even Smitty, who was in P3 and is back to P3, there was nothing he could have done. I was telling him, keep your distance. So let's see how that one goes. Let's try to I'm trying to figure out if the Williams has any sort of front wing damage, as we have Nimble very close. Ooh, that's a tank slapper and a half, as the McLaren goes into the wall once again. Was that? Yeah, they are both going into the pits. They are both going to replace their front wings. Trying to figure out. Yeah, there is also front wing damage on the McLaren. So everyone in top 3 is going to switch front wings. Flyboy inherits the lead, and yeah, it doesn't have any damage, so he's going to gain quite a bit of time by not having to replace his front wing, if of course he keeps his laps clean from now on. T-Mac is also carrying on without a pit stop. Rysel comes out of the pits ahead of Nimble Hill, both of them on the hard tires. Rysel misses the corner coming out of it, and Nimble Hill says thank you very much, and he's going to get himself P3. So, oh, unfortunately, Nimble Hill, it didn't last long. Nimble Hill has already binned it in the wall. It's a very unfortunate stuff, but it is what it is. So Nimble Hill getting himself front wing damage. Now it's T-Mac, who also has front wing damage, and Flyboy. Will Flyboy pit on this lap? Not sure if they can go. If he can probably go for the mediums, right? But yeah, let's see how that goes. So that one goes, as Alpha Blue makes his race weekend from bad to worse. He has pitted once again in the meantime. He's on 1 lap all tires, and is another 3-second time penalty. So Alpha Blue having a disastrous debut. Channel Pepe having a much better one. P5 for the time being, and he is right behind Rysel. So I'd say he's in net P3. Of course, these drivers, all of them have replaced their front wings. So, of course, they are going to lose time with the front wing change. T-Mac comes into the pits and comes out on a set of mediums. Flyboy is getting once again out there for another lap. Just going to check up on him real quick. He doesn't have any penalties, so Flyboy, I would say, is on a very good position to take win, because Nimble Hill is on hards and he has front wing damage. Rysel has front wing damage and he has penalties also on the hards, so Flyboy can just get himself on the mediums, and with the softer tires, just trying to get himself a good result. Now, jumping back to the remaining drivers of the top 5, we have General Pepe trying to keep up with Rysel and Nimble Hill. He does have older tires, but those are softer as well, so not sure if he's going to have to pit again. I'm not sure if he can do over 30 laps on a set of mediums, but I guess we're going to figure it out, as we have Alpha Blue coming into the pits very slowly. The Red Bull, Paul Pepsi, gets a 3-second time penalty, another one unfortunately. Smitty is right on the back of the racing point, so we might have a bit of a tasty battle between the two of them. We also have Combined YouTuber flying past Simon. Oh, there's contact between both of them, and Combined YouTuber is going to back out from that one. It does looks like he got a better exit out of turn number 1 and into the Casino Square. Is not able to pull it through, not able to overtake the Alfa Romeo, and is going to have to stay put in 8th for the time being. Mediums can do 30 laps. Someone earlier went 33 on the... Okay, Rivo, thank you for the info. So, yeah, so maybe General Pepe is going to be able to take them home. Nonetheless, it's definitely going to be a bit hard in the last 10 laps, I would say, because of course the tires. This track is very sensitive in terms of the traction, in my opinion. So let's see how that goes. Rim Smithy still pressurizing closely General Pepe, and Combine YouTuber still trying to get past Simon and to get something better than 8th place from this race. Let's see how it goes now. Let's see who gets the best exit. Looks like it was Simon getting the better exit this time around, and General Pepe gets jumped by Midi. Not sure if the Racing Point made a mistake. Going to check on his front wing. He has his front wing intact, so looks like it was just a clean overtake from Smitty. Maybe a bad exit out of General Pepe, and Midi jumps up to a P4. Flyboy is still going on that set of softs. Nimble Hill is catching up, slowly but surely. He is catching up. Flyboy might be shooting himself in the foot by keeping up with this, because Nimble is going to overtake him, and of course it's always hard to overtake at Monaco. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes until Flyboy Pits is going for a 10th lap on those softs. I'm sure it is his strategy, nonetheless. It just seems a bit odd. I'm pretty sure you can see the what's the name? You can see the live timing, right? Every single time he gets through a sector, you can see the gap closing down, right? It's just weird to me that he's keeping on. He's clearly losing time at this point, so I'd say not the most optimal of strategic choices for the Yas driver this afternoon. Nonetheless, he's going to keep on going. 1 second. First place to his name, and going to take a look at the penalties from his rivals. Nimblewheel doesn't have any penalties. Rysel does have 2 penalties, and Rysel has a penalty. Sorry, and Midi has a penalty. So Nimblewheel has the tools at this point to take the win of the Grand Prix. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. It's still closing in. The gap has come down now to 14 seconds. Asconi gets a 3-second time penalty, so unfortunately. Oh, and Simon getting a 3-second time penalty as well. Flyboy is finally in the pits. He's going to come out on a set of mediums, despite the game showing him as running on the softs. But yeah, Flyboy is actually going to be jumped by the entirety of the previous top 3. So the fact that he didn't have to replace his front wing didn't really matter. He still got jumped by all of them. He's going to have much fresher tires, that is true, but then again, this is Monaco. It's going to be very hard to overtake if he even gets the chance to do so. Let's see how it goes for Flyboy though. Let's see how it develops from him. And in the meantime, we still have a combined YouTuber giving close chase to Simon, but not able to pull the trigger on it. Also, Corner has been caught up by the duo, so DRS is going to be given to Simon into turn 1. So that's just making combined YouTuber's life that bit harder. Let's see how that one develops. As Smitty is giving close chase to Rysel. Now he really caught up. Ooh, there goes a bonk in the wall at the back, and that's, yep, that is front wing damage on the McLaren. He also got the 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. And finally, combined YouTuber gets through, and Simon, that must have, is out of the Grand Prix. Simon is out of the session. And of course, the camera had to troll me. I'm going to try to figure out as we get through the Nouvelle Chicane what happens. I'm not sure if there was contact between Simon and combined YouTuber, but yeah, the roadblock has been cleared, but he was basically a roadblock. Oh, Alpha Blue is really not having his days. I'm not sure if he practiced at all, but yeah, unfortunately he doesn't feel comfortable around the track and is out of the race. He has just crashed out in sector 3, just past the swimming pool chicane, and we might have a safety car. We had full course yellows for a second there, but not enough for a safety car, it seems. Oh, and there's contact between Smitty and Rysel, a little bit of Tokyo drifting there from the McLaren to keep his car under control. He did keep pointing in the right direction though, so nicely done by the McLaren driver. Flyboy in the meantime has caught up to everyone of his rivals. Let's see how that one develops. Smitty is getting to the pits, I guess, for a front wing change, and Flyboy is going to say thank you very much and move up to a P3. See how that one goes now, as Flyboy is 1.5 seconds away from Rysel. He needs to get past the McLaren soon if he wants to get any chance at winning this Grand Prix. Smitty is going to change to a set of hards, which is surprising. Nonetheless, that looks like that's his option, and going to take a set of the white walled tires home. Rysel is losing a big amount of time to Flyboy. Flyboy is really chomping at the bits to get past the McLaren. Let's see how it goes. In terms of the ERS management, Rysel has a little bit less, not too big of a difference though. Let's see how that one develops. Combined YouTuber has started pressurizing Kona after the retirement of Simon, or I'm a Gamer. Let's see how that one goes though. Flyboy trying to get another approach to the last couple corners. Let's see who gets the best exit. Rysel having a bit of a slightness out of his rear tires, nonetheless not enough for Flyboy to be able to overtake. And into turn 1, looks like Rysel also got a better approach to it. Combined YouTuber is too far behind the Toro Rosso to try an overtaking maneuver, looks like. But Combined YouTuber is obviously very quick, it's just maybe a lack of patience, which is not ideal if you want to survive Monaco. He could have been leading the race at this point, but he just pressurized too hard, forced the issue too hard, and found himself spinning early on the race. And now he's down the order to P6. Let's see what he does. The winner of the last Grand Prix, and he finished P2 at Azerbaijan. So last 2 races he finished on the podium. That's how it goes. He's going to go at the inside of Kona. Let's see how it goes. He pulled off a similar maneuver before. Actually, not sure if it wasn't on Kona himself. Nonetheless, he gets himself past Kona, and I do believe his previous maneuver was on the same driver as well. So a bit of a deja vu there, as Combined YouTuber moves up into the top 5. Looking to Flyboy now, still giving close chase to the McLaren of Rysel. No overtaking attempt just yet though. Pretty sure he's just at this point just trying to force Rysel into a mistake. Nimble Hill starting without a qualifying lap posted, so starting from the back of the field, making his way up to P1. The most places gained for sure for the Ferrari driver, just benefiting from the mistakes and misfortunes of his rivals while him keeping himself composed, and well, also having good enough luck to not get involved in those same incidents. Nonetheless, he's leading by 5 seconds at this point of the Grand Prix. Flyboy, he has lost time on this previous lap, but he does need to overtake the McLaren, even though that's not an easy feat, I would say. Of course, the McLaren driver obviously got pole for a reason, very quick. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if he got good enough of an exit this time around. He's very close to the McLaren. Is going to pull something? Not yet, not close enough just yet. He does have the softest tires, not the softest tires, or the softer tires than the car ahead. So it's going to suddenly be interesting in the laps to come, especially as Flyboy as not only the fresher tires but also the softer tires. Of course, these tires are going to wear out a bit quicker, and I really like the visual glitch as these tires keep changing depending on the proximity of the cars. Both his and Reisel's tires keep on changing color depending on the proximity of the car to the camera, which is an interesting visual glitch, but thank you very much, patch 1.10. Let's see, for one more lap, as we get once again to Tabak very cautious. Was Flyboy there, not really using the full extent of the track to try to get a faster line to Tabak, of course, to finish first. First you must finish, so opting for a safer approach. The Haas driver getting himself DRS once again too far away, especially as he's only on mode 1 of ERS. Reisel does need to run a higher ERS modes to keep himself away, so I'm pretty sure Flyboy is doing a great job at draining Reisel of his resources, and whenever he's going to actually push for the maneuver, Reisel can't respond. Ooh, might we have it happened right now? No, Reisel is just that slight bit ahead to keep himself with P2 for the time being. But yeah, Flyboy with a massive ERS advantage is certainly going to keep pressurizing, as he got a 3-second time penalty to his name, which makes even more urgent his overtaking attempts on Reisel, because Nibelil doesn't have any penalty to his name. Reisel has two penalties, but so Flyboy would get P2, but pretty sure Flyboy went on his strategy for the win, skipping up the pressure on the McLaren ahead of him. So looking at the gaps from every other driver, and they are all over 1 second ahead of each other. Combined YouTuber S pulls 2.5 seconds on corner, trying to bring the gap below 7 seconds to General Pepe, who's having a great debut. Let's see how it goes. Flyboy going on board with him, not close enough just yet, and Reisel was able to save some ERS on this lap. Flyboy does still have an advantage, but Reisel, fortunately for him, was able to save a bit of extra battery charge through the previous lap. That's going to enable him to fight for a bit later on. I believe Flyboy's chance came in the previous lap. If he just bolted on mode number 4 coming into the Casino Square on the uphill, he was probably able to get himself alongside Reisel, to say the least. As Reisel actually pulled away as he had a higher ERS mode through the tunnel on that lap. But it's quite interesting to see the micromanaging of ERS as these drivers both battle each other for P2. Of course, Reisel knows he has to pull away because of his penalties. Apollo Pepsi getting another 3-second time penalty, so very unfortunate stuff from him. And that sound was my computer. I don't know if that was audible for you guys, but I just had a notification pop up on my computer. Let's see how it goes. Reisel is faster than Flyboy on the previous lap. Ooh, there's a moment there from the Haas driver, and very fortunate from him to not lose out any bits of his front wing. Very fortunate indeed. He's going to keep the pressure up on Reisel for the time being. Reisel's ERS, yeah, he has, though both the Haas driver and the McLaren driver have been conserving ERS, I would say Flyboy needs to push. Yeah, Reisel won't get overtaken if he just keeps it clean, but I would believe Flyboy, if he can just run a higher ERS mode and pressurize Reisel into doing the same, and then just being a battle of attrition, because eventually Reisel just will have no ERS, and Flyboy will just be able to get the extra horsepower and overtake him. Let's see how that goes. Getting each other now through the last couple corners, getting through Anthony Nog now. Corner number 19, the ERS wide open at the back of Flyboy's Haas. Mode number 5 of ERS momentarily, and yes, Reisel is starting to use a bit more of ERS than on previous laps. Smithy gets a 3-second time penalty of his own, and ooh, Combined YouTuber S dropped behind corner again. something happens to the Renault driver. He's dropped back out of the top 5, and now we have him very close to Kona, and T-Mac also joining the party within a second now of his rivals as Apollo Pepsi gets once again into the pits now for a set of softs. Maybe it's going to try to get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Well, let's see how that one goes. Oh, there's a couple get a move ons there from combined YouTuber's front wing on the rear diffuser of the Toro Rosso. But yeah, no overtaking attempt just now. Flyboy, the gap trolled me there. The gap trolled me quite hardcore there. Nonetheless, ooh, that must have been front wing damage. No, that is not front wing damage. Flyboy getting very lucky. Very, very lucky indeed. To not get past or to not get damage at this point of the Grand Prix. So, ooh, he's missing that braking point. That's, yeah, he's starting to get impatient. He just needs to bolt it on. Yeah, I would say he just needs to drain Rysel out of the ERS resource. Look at how big the gap is in terms of the energy management between the two of them. He just needs to get on with it. Just bolt it on mode number 5. We have the softer tire as well. Just get on with it, man. It's... yeah, it's getting quite frustrating, not gonna lie. But let's see how it goes. Of course, Flyboy doesn't have the information we have. But yeah, it just has to try, in my opinion. Yeah, Flyboy is real. Flyboy has a massive advantage. He just has to press it. So it goes mode number 5 of ERS from him now. This section might be tricky. And yeah, he's going to be carrying more speed than in previous laps. He's really on Rysel's grill at this point. And let's see how it goes. Getting wides there, not helpful. Does get ERS, does get a better exit. Mode number 5 of ERS as well is worse exit. Allows Rysel to save a bit more of ERS out of the last corner. And, well, the party mostly, or the part of the track where he needs the most ERS on the uphill, right? The more horsepower, the quicker you are through the uphill. That's where the ERS can make the most difference, I would say, is where he drops it down. But it is what it is. T-Mac gets back into the pits. As T-Mac gets released on a set of mediums, also with a brand new front wing, going to come out in P8. Jumping once again to Flyboy. And the gap continues to be under half a second. And Nimbles will add a moment. What do you mean? By Nimbles wheel having a moment? Is wheel like stopped steering or something? Well, it's not ghosted, so it's not in pause. Not on the pause menu. But he did lose time to Rysel and Flyboy. So it goes once again. DRS wide open at the back of the Haas. And it's just allowing Rysel to keep charging his battery. So yeah, it definitely needs to be more aggressive on his deployments. Yeah, that mode 0 on the uphill is really doing him no favors. Look at the amount of time he's just lost. He's already 1 second away, and that's just going to allow Rysel to charge up. Why did Pepsi go on to softs? Maybe just trying to get the fastest lap and then get on another set of tires. Or maybe just going on other 2 set of softs. Don't know, but we're going to find out soon. Yeah, Pepsi can't get higher than P9 as he's lapped, so as unfortunate as it is, T-Mac just gets a 3-second time penalty to his name. Lots of drivers with quite a few penalties. Yeah, maybe Apollo Pepsi didn't have any more tires left. He has pitted a couple of times, to say the least, already. But yeah, I'm sure he's going to... Well, he's not going to take them to the end, because they don't last, but they will... Check how many stops he has. I'm going to check them. Yes, he has 6 stops, so... disastrous race from Apollo Pepsi as we have yellow flags in Sector 2. I wonder who could have caused them. That's T-Mac! T-Mac, wow, that's a very bare bones front wing, but yeah, T-Mac having a mistake. The yellow flag situation has been lifted and is out of the race. Just getting caught out by the lack of downforce. Apollo Pepsi is going to move up a place. And this is it for T-Mac's race. No safety cars apparently as well, as Nimble almost gets caught out by that. But yeah, no safety car is deployed as Flyboy gets a 3-second time penalty. So at this point, if he wants to avoid P3, he needs to overtake Rysel on the track. Apollo Pepsi did get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 1:13.1, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see how that one goes. And ooh, the Haas looked like for a moment he was braking too late. So let's see how it goes for them. For the remaining 13 laps. So no other drive. Oh, we have combined YouTuber very close to Kone once again. And where is... That's the position change. I want the tires. Kone has 4 laps older tires. Then combined YouTuber does a mistake. Combined YouTuber... words. Combined YouTuber just overtakes very easily, gets past Kone and back into P5 once again. Flyboy, in the meantime, still trying his hardest to overtake Rysel. And yes, no safety car from those crashes. As he bonks the wall once again, and that time he did get front wing damage, so his day, or his chances of overtaking Rysel went from slim to very slim, or maybe even none, since he's wasted that lead he had on ERS, right? Yes, he's completely wasted the lead he had of ERS, because, yeah, he just, in my opinion, he just needed to drain the car ahead of ERS, and then on the run into turn 2, like the uphill, there's a big difference between having ERS and not having ERS. Especially because it is a uphill. So, yeah, not really most optimal of approaches from Flyboy. Nonetheless, respectable third place. This would be his best performance since the season opener at Australia, where he got P3. So he's getting back to those performances. Nimble Hill has a penalty to his name. Rysel has 2 penalties. Flyboy has 2 penalties. General Pepe has 1 penalty. Combined YouTuber, whoa, Combined YouTuber has 3 penalties. Kone has 2 penalties, and Flyboy is getting into the pits again. Smitty has 3 penalties. Apollo Pepsi is, I mean, yeah, Apollo Pepsi is just having a catastrophic race today. As Flyboy is getting to the pits for a set of softs. General Pepe is going to do the same. He could have claimed P3 there, but no, he's going to opt for brand new tires as well. Combined YouTuber moves up to P3. We have 11 laps to go. And Kone and Combined YouTuber, they both have more penalties than Flyboy. Smitty also moves up to P5. Flyboy gets a 5 seconds penalty for corner cutting apparently. So yeah, his day goes from not bad, but a bit worse than it could have been, to even worse. So yeah, it is very unfortunate stuff, especially as General Pepe is less than 5 seconds away, less than 3 seconds away, actually. So he's going to take the tires home now, those set of softs, and let's actually keep ourselves on board with him as he's going for his flying lap, so to speak. Let's see how it goes for him. And yeah, I'm actually interested in seeing what lap time he gets from that, from those tires, and how much he gains to the cars ahead. So he's getting himself started with it. He's going to get himself up through the gears into Saint Devote, turn number 1, just breaking just before that F1 2019 banner. He's getting himself up, now uphill through Beau Rivage into the braking zone of turn 3. He gets through the Casino Square to Massenet, and now turn 4 of the Casino. Now starts going downhill, avoids the huge tree root right before the braking zone of Mirabeau. As he gets now through the hairpin, of course, the Grand Hotel hairpin or Lowe's hairpin. Getting himself now through the second Mirabeau and now through Portier, the right-hander where Senna bottled it. Actually, don't remember what year it was, but yeah, Ayrton Senna had pure control of his race and bottled it on that corner. Gets now on the heavy braking zone into the Nouvelle Chicane, up to the gears now. One of the most challenging corners of the circuit, just full commitment through Tabac, a bit of caution from Flyboy though. Getting himself now through the swimming pool chicane and now into Rascasse. And now through the right and left hand king of Anthony Nog as he gets himself up through the gears. Let's see, he's going to get fastest lap. Yes, he does. 1:12.9. General Pepe is going to improve on that. No, he's not. And Rysel gets a third penalty to his name. Flyboy now is going to have the task to overtake Smitty and Kone. Of course, Smitty is going to get the arrest from Kone, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to overtake. Nonetheless, ooh, there's contacts once again, and Flyboy, there's not many words to describe how frustrating it is to witness his race performance. Just once again getting front wing damage, and is going to have to nurse that one home. Pepe has left the session, so probably disconnected. Apollo Pepsi is once again on the pit stops, a 7th pit stop for Apollo Pepsi on used mediums. Going to take those home. And there's a not very big gap between combined YouTuber to Flyboy. So it's going to be pretty hard for him to overtake. But let's see how that one develops. Of course, he does have much fresher tires than the cars around him. But of course, you do need the front wing. You do need the stability into the corners. So let's see how it goes. Can he breach the top 5? Let's find out. Going hard on the brakes now once again into Mirabeau. And ooh, he's actually taking it. Just dove the Williams and made it stick. What a move there from Flyboy. Possibly out of pure frustration, but it just sends it home. And it's done it. He's done it. He got himself up to P5. Smitty already lost quite a bit of time with that. And now he has Con right ahead of him. Can he overtake the Toro Rosso driver? We are going to find out pretty darn soon, I would say. Let's see now. He's chasing the Red Bull of Corner. The RS wide open at the back of the Haas car. Getting himself now into turn 1. And he does close a lot on Corner. Now he just needs to bolt it on mode 4 of the RS. He has the traction. He has the tires. Just overtake him. Get it on traction, man. Don't go on the braking zones. Oh well. Smitty does go for the pits on the sequence of that. Goes into the pits for a brand new set of tires as Rysel has left the session. Rysel has disconnected. And Combined YouTuber is going to start closing in, I'm pretty sure of that. Flyboy is also trying to get past Corner. Let's see how it goes for him. But yeah, Combined YouTuber, or sorry, Flyboy has a chance to get a P2, because if they catch up to Rysel, I want to take a look. Rysel has 3 penalties. Flyboy has only 2. Combined YouTuber has 3, and Kona has 2. So Flyboy would have to overtake Kona, and then he could get P2 if they get close enough to Rysel and to Combined YouTuber. Let's see how that one goes. But yeah, first he does need to overtake the Toro Rosso. Checking the... yeah, he has more ERS, the Toro Rosso, at this point. But yeah, let's see if Rysel... he has plenty of time. He has 6 laps to get back. So hopefully he can get back in. Yeah, Rysel has just joined. But the gap between him and Combined YouTuber has halved. So let's see how that one goes for him. He's still not in control of his car just yet, and Paul perhaps is going to get unlapped at this point. He's not taking control of his car just yet, so we have yellow flags in sector 3. Something with Nimble? No. Maybe something with Flyboy. Yes, Flyboy does have even bigger front wing damage than he had before. So yeah, I guess, ooh, that's deep. But yeah, I guess his chances are over. Rysel is going to the pits. Is he still disconnected? No, Rysel is back in control of his car, I believe. And is back to the pits for a set of softs. He's going to come out in P5 behind Flyboy. And is going, yeah, Flyboy definitely, he needs to bring it to the pits. I mean, it's only 5 laps, but still, he's really going to be suffering on those. Smithy gets a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And Combined YouTuber is trying to pull away from Kona. 2.5 seconds. I believe he needs 3 seconds to solidify his P2, as I believe he has 9 seconds of penalties. Kona has only 6. So Combined YouTuber definitely needs to keep himself away from the Toro Rosso. It's not being easy for him to get it to pull away, though, as Flyboy gets another 3-second time penalty, so that is already 14 seconds of penalties, I believe. His AI took him to the pits. I'm not sure, because he's not ghosted. He's not ghosted anymore, so not sure if it was his AI or if just because of the time he lost he just opted to pit himself, because once I looked at him in the pits he wasn't ghosted, so I'm not sure. Not sure at all. But Rysel is a man on a mission at this point. He's closing in on Flyboy, who's having massive trouble keeping his car on the track. Ooh, there's a collision there from the right rear of Rysel with the wall at Mirabeau. Let's see as we get now through Portier. Rysel, let's see, is on mode 5 of ERS, but he has too little charge on his battery, not really enough to pull away with it. Ooh, there's a moment, and there's probably damage now for Rysel. There's probably damage now for the McLaren, and yes, there is damage for the McLaren as Smithy overtakes General Pepe, who is still ghosted. Yep, General Pepe hasn't been able to rejoin after disconnecting, and he loses a place. Now Rysel, he keeps on bonking Flyboy in the rear. Like, at the pace he caught up with Flyboy, I think it's pretty clear Flyboy has an issue. So why is he braking at the normal braking points? I honestly don't understand this. Rysel has to lift off there to avoid the rear of Flyboy. He's going to send it down inside. There's contact between him and the Oz, and he finds the wall once again. Not really having the space there, Rysel. The cars do understeer as they get to Massenet and the Casino Square. So he's going to have to try it once again. In the meantime, Combined YouTuber has pulled off just a slight bit on Kona, but it's going to be very close between them. I believe Kona is on the cards to get his third second place finish in 4 races and his second place finish in a row. because I believe he's capable of benefiting from the penalties of combined YouTuber, unless he gets one of his own. Rysel is going to try to have a go at Flyboy once again, keeps on tapping his rear. And let's see who gets the better exit now out of the last corner. Pretty sure this is just lack of patience from the drivers. They want to get past because they know their position is at stake, right? How to join again? I don't know who the... You can just go on Steam, go to your friends list, right click on someone that is in the lobby, and the join game option should show up. Or are we talking about how to join the league? How to join the... I believe in the description you have a link. I am not sure, but I believe in the description you have a link to how to join. Otherwise, you can just look up Supreme Racing League on Google or your search engine of choice. Okay, Rysel finally got past Flyboy, but there's only 2 laps to go. Not sure if he's going to be able to catch up to Connor. That's a 5-second gap he has to bridge, and he has damage. Yeah, I didn't notice the quality of the overtake, I just noticed the overtake. At least you guys got it. At least you guys got it. But yeah, Rysel moves up to P4. And Kona is 5 seconds away. I don't think it is enough for Rysel to catch up. And Kona might be on the cards for a second place finish. Let's see how that one goes. As Flyboy has already lost 5 seconds to Rysel. He's even gotten unlapped by Paul Pepsi. That's how slow he is going on at the moment. Who pitted once again? I have to check the amount of stops. 8 pit stops from Apollo Pepsi. It surprises me. It surprises me the most that he's only 1 lap down. Even more than the amount of pit stops he's made so far. That I think that is the most surprising. The R-Tire runners have gone on 30 laps. Over 30 laps of those tires. Nimble Hill and Combined YouTuber pitted at the same time. Connor pitted a bit earlier, but those tires must be screaming. Please take me off. As they are probably quite worn out at this point. Let's see how it goes though. As Nimble Hill has already started the last lap of his Grand Prix, and he didn't even post a qualifying lap time. He started from the back of the pack and just kept himself out of trouble and did what it takes to survive Monaco. He's getting himself now through the last corner. And there you have it. Finally, Nimble Hill is going to repeat the Azerbaijan performance as he crosses over the line to take home the win of the Monaco Grand Prix. Combined YouTuber is going to come home in P2 as he pulled away 3 seconds past Connor, he was within 3 seconds for so long, and in the last corner he threw the gap away. Combined YouTuber is probably going to claim a P2 because I believe he has enough of a gap to get past Connor. Rysel had another mistake in the meantime because he's now 9 seconds away from Connor. So yeah, look at that, 27 thousandths of a second separating Connor from P2. So it's going to be P3 from Connor as Rysel finishes in P4. Flyboy is actually going to finish behind Smitty, I believe. Yep, Smitty moves up to P6, or to P5 rather. Flyboy with the worst finish of the season, P7 from him, as Combined YouTuber gets promoted up to a P6. So there you have it, guys, the most desired race win of them all. There you have it, the Ferrari on the top step of the podium, just like it did a couple weeks ago at Azerbaijan. And Nimble Hill showing maybe a bit of of specialization on the street circuits, perhaps. But yeah, he won at Azerbaijan and he wins here at Monaco. That's really going to help him on the standings. We're going to move on to the final results. Second, whenever the game feels like it. Thank you very much for the experience. And Nimble Hill takes the win, followed by Combine YouTuber, then Kona P3, Rysel P4. General Pepe got P5. I'm not sure if he's going to get awarded P5 because he didn't complete, I believe it's 80 or 90% of the race. He didn't complete that. So he actually gets P5 out of that. With Smitty in P6, Flyboy in P7, Apollo Pepsi in P8. And wow, Combined YouTuber got second place out of all that. Yeah, that's really insane. It's really insane. But yeah, there you have it. Those are the results for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like button. If you did not, the dislike button is as always right beside it. Subscribe if you like to see more. Hit the bell icon for any notifications of whenever we are about to start a live stream or to post a video. Hope to see you guys next time and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.